I think that personally, I think luck. Uh, the ideation of luck is a lot more user friendly than the realization of the truth pertaining to being in this world. We definitely can reverse engineer, and we definitely can have knowledge of a bad thing. But how a good thing happens, oftentimes we don't have any knowledge of that, in which we recourse rather than thanking God. Oftentimes we say that it's luck. And I think that more haunting than anything to be feared is a miracle which happens in this world, or any good thing which we can attribute, which is largely attributed to luck or some type of circumstantial thing, rather than recognizing that all good things come from God and that good things don't happen here. They really don't. Okay? What happens is when you experience something good or a miracle basically just occurred, that's God activity. And this is so traumatic for our mind to recognize in this world, being accustomed to this world, that oftentimes when we witness something radical or a miracle, something that is spiritual, all right, that we hide beneath our shell rather than share this thing because we don't want to sound crazy, in which our fears personify and take root and hold of us in different severities of dis-ease, of which we would need to be cured, and there are miracle cures. And oftentimes the things that we struggle to believe that will require less work and less effort and more faith, we're unable to achieve it. So in a reprobate way, we work backwards according to knowledge, according to things that we learn, rather than understanding or remembering the things that we knew since the time in the Garden of Eden, that we didn't have such these same concerns, and these concerns can't be greater than ourselves, because God said that he will not tempt us more than we can bear. So on these accounts of man's knowledge, you see what I'm saying? It is much stranger of a phenomenon when a miracle or something good happens. But it would be difficult to make a scary movie about it. Would this not be freakish in nature? Something that is all good, that has no darkness in it. You have witnessed God, but you do not have spiritual eyes, therefore you are blind. And what you recognize and see according to your perception is bad and based upon judgments, incomplete knowledge even, opinions and biases which need not fit, rather than experience and enjoy. So a miracle is much more haunting. A compliment for me is more scary than someone talking shit about me. Someone talking shit about me, I can handle very well. When somebody gives me a compliment, pertaining to, if you understand individuals who are quote unquote confident, I believe a truly confident individual definitely would know how to receive a compliment. For me, it is like someone rips like a cartoon character where their clothes get snatched off of them and they cover up themselves with the X, with their arms crossed in front of their body. It is a blushing. It is a situation of shyness, in which maybe it's procured by social conditioning, that we fear accepting any compliments, as it may come off or be regarded as arrogant. And this has traveled down to us since early times of etiquette, perhaps even the 1700s, who knows? According to DNA and genetics pertaining to carbonite, which the flesh is comprised of carbonite, or the earth, of this knowledge that is passed down from individual to individual on an elemental basis pertaining to memory. And yet for us, the trees do not speak, though we have family trees, and they do speak much, and traditions are carried. For this thing in man's reprobation and his problematic mind, man may have knowledge, and man may know an evil thing. But this evil and lowly thing that poses itself against wisdom is intricate in the sense that man's problematic mind knows death. But man's problematic mind, lest it be by way of faith through Christ, okay, the scriptures, basically the Holy Spirit, got to have the Holy Spirit or the mercy of God to know life. You see, we can recognize when something bad happens or when something bad is probably going to happen. And our knowledge can be a resource or a basis that we can accommodate these things, these bad happenings. And man's knowledge, knowing that he himself is problematic and clumsy and will default to problems and catastrophes, therefore is always inventing things in order so that he could catch himself from falling in his own knowledge from when things were better. You see what I'm saying? So man can know death, but in man knowing death and what he chases after by what he's curious or tempted by would pertain to knowledge. And that knowledge would be deceptive. And though it would be good, it would also be evil because it would connotate deeper things beneath the surface of those concerns that man is incomplete or has a problem with his oneself. And that would be his disconnection with God. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, man would need more knowledge and more confidence and more of these things in order that he can be able to withstand the problems that are generated according to his own heart. Okay? But man is not going to be able to keep up with his problems, the growth of his confidence. And therefore, we have many things according to science. And we do have arrogance, which is spiritual also. And the pride is subtle, and it is of men, but men do not know it. For men, this knowledge does not pertain to death. This man would call this knowledge life. But this would be knowledge of death. This would be knowledge of a problem that is going to escalate or grow. Okay? And that man can know evil, or man can know death, pertaining to his trajectory in life from the moment he is born. But for a man to know life, he would need to be conscious. He would need to be more than just knowledgeable. He would need to be aware. He would have to know where he came from in order to know himself or how he relatively fits within this kingdom of chaos. So, I say these things with love, you guys. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.